Well, greetings. It's the weekend, and this is your update. And it's a holiday weekend for a lot of people, President's Day here in the US. I celebrate my favorite president, William Henry Harrison, who unfortunately passed away due to pneumonia that he got at his inauguration. So wasn't in office long enough to do anything. But anyway, this week, we started some tryout days, in this case, over at High Plains School. And this is where we get the kids to try out instruments and see what they're going to do to find their musical voice. We're going to be doing a lot of these coming up here, and we'll be announcing those. But I did a video where I talked about, after the event, that kids come in with preconceived notions and they get challenged. So check out a clip from that video.
Day. Being a trumpet player, it's in my wheelhouse, though I got to do tuba, which is not in my wheelhouse, but that's okay. Brass instruments all share common traits, and I was able to help the kids with that. Now, what the kids were doing is they always come in with a preconceived notion of what they think they want to try out, but we asked them to try out everything anyway, and it never fails. There's always someone that comes in with one idea and then leaves with a different one. I was helping out a girl in the tuba station who was convinced coming in she was going to play trumpet. Well, guess what? She's a tuba player at heart.
So super excited to be doing those. Check out that video, get more information about what we do and why we do it. Then over on the Drums West YouTube channel, we did a short this week, so I'm not going to play a clip from it, but Peter was demonstrating a quiet kit. And this has mesh heads as a bass drum muffler, and then it's got quieter silent cymbals. Super, super cool kit. Check that out. It's just under a minute video. But if you're looking for ways that you can practice, and as I like to say, not get evicted, there's some really great options over there. Then on this week's View from the Road, I had a couple of topics I talked about. One was being able to work with people that you don't necessarily like. And this was talking with a middle school director who was telling me about her kids that aren't socially friends necessarily, but are actually working well in an ensemble. And this goes back to one of my favorite shows. I'm a little bit of a reality TV junkie, Survivor, where people who are at each other's throats and in the end are going to stab each other in the back, but they have to work together in order to succeed. So that's one of the topics. But the other topic, and that's what the clip is from, is about consistency. So check that one out.
Just the performance. Much like math class just isn't the final exam. It's all of those classes that you're building up, that knowledge base and that experience and that facility with being able to, do quadratic equations. The same thing with music, but it's even more so. You're learning your individual part. You're learning how to function together as an ensemble in with a whole team. And I think that gets lost sometimes. It's just so easy to say, oh, well, it's just a rehearsal. It doesn't matter. They've got more of those. Rehearsal time is at a premium more so now than ever before. And to waste 1 minute of that is, it's criminal.
And then this week, over on the Podcasting Store Medium page, I wrote an essay about getting the van stuck in the mud. And I believe I titled it, Sometimes Getting Stuck in the Mud, when getting your van out of the mud means going backwards. And that's really what happened to me is through a series of unfortunate events, got it stuck in the mud, ended up having to go backwards and had to call in for help. Well, the whole idea behind it was I kept trying to push it forward and force it forward. But when I finally was pushing it and rocking it, letting it go forward and then back, is when it finally came out. And that the lesson in that is with music is very similar in that you practice really, really hard. You work on something until you can't work on it anymore, but you're not making more progress. You got to let the ebbs and flows happen, and that's how you're going to get forward. So check out that one. As always, I think it was a pretty good read and a really good lesson to internalize, not just for music, but for things in general. So that is your weekend update. Really short one this week. Thank you so much for watching. Check out the other videos in the channels. Like, share, and subscribe. We'll catch up with you next time.
If you enjoyed the Weekend Update, do me a favor and follow us on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channels, or visit our websites. This is Drew with Boomer Music Company and thepodcastingstore.com. Thanks for listening.